Using a $100 phone in 2024 sounds crazy. Welcome to a day in my life with the Samsung Galaxy A06. Today, I woke up around 8 a.m. and the first thing I did was to check through the weather. I'm having an outdoor shoot today and I don't want anything to interfere with the shoot. I then took some time to check through my social media, check through my videos and make sure that I'm keeping tabs of everything. I then took some time to freshen up. Okay, so as I start my day, I decided to pair the Galaxy A06 with this. This is the Samsung Fit 3 and it is a wearable from Samsung that you can actually use to track your activity. So I think it would be pretty cool to have this paired with the A06 and get an idea of how the activity goes throughout the day. And funny enough, despite the fact that this phone is an entry device and it's a $100 phone, this wearable still pairs with this phone. I think that's pretty cool. Now, another thing I really like about the Samsung Galaxy A06 is the battery life. This phone has a 5000 mAh battery. Right now, the battery is at 49%, and this is 11:14 a.m. I woke up around 8 a.m. and the battery was at 51%. That's about 3% gone in 2 hours. Yeah, I know ideally at the beginning of the day, my phone should be at 100. Pictures alpha and they pay you. Okay, so before stepping out, let me just do a quick test of the camera. Let me see how it performs indoor in low light situations. So I'm just going to take some pictures and see. Okay. Let me take some selfies. Of course, I'm going to turn off this light to see how it's going to perform. No worry, no worry. So I'm going to turn off this softbox so we can see, because I feel like this is a studio light and this is actually going to make the quality of course any camera actually performs well if there's enough lighting. So I'm going to turn off this softbox and let's see how the pictures are going to be like. So yeah, pardon me, I know the video is a little dark, but let's just see. Take a selfie. Okay, let me try to take a picture of this and then a little video test. So this is a video test of the Samsung Galaxy A06. How does it look? And let me know, what do you think about the audio? How does the audio sound? This is a low light test. I've put off my softbox. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Of course, when we get outside, we are going to do more camera tests. But I figured out a lot of people might not really have this kind of this kind of softbox in their house to take pictures. So let's go outside and let's see
Let's
what
go.
happens. So another thing I like about this A06 is the design. Now if you look at the back has this textured feeling, although it looks glossy, but this textured feeling actually helps with the grip. So it doesn't really, it doesn't fall from your hand easily. Compared to the A05 of last year, the A05 was just smooth, and I felt like it made the handling a little difficult, but they did a really nice job making the back textured. So apart from the textured design at the back of this phone, it also has a 6.7-inch screen display, and that is perfect for someone that has big hands like me. I love my phones big, and this A06 is actually big enough for me. I think it's good enough for the handling. Yeah, it's good. Now, still speaking about the design and the build quality, the back of this phone is made from plastic, and the sides actually have this kind of metal frame. I don't think it's metal, but it actually feels solid. I dropped this phone when making a short form video, and nothing happened to the screen. They just have a little dent at the edge. I'm going to show you guys a b-roll of how that dent looks like. So I think the build quality of this phone is actually perfect considering the price. So the time is 1:15 and the battery of this phone is still at 48%. We are currently driving to the location of our outdoor shoot, and okay, I'm not videos I want to talk again. We are currently at the location of our shoot, and the time is 2:07 p.m. and the battery of this phone is 47%. Despite the fact that we're outdoor, I can still see the screen clearly. As I said earlier, the Galaxy A06 has a 6.7-inch screen, and the screen here is a LCD panel. It's not an AMOLED panel. Of course, for a budget phone, a phone that costs about $100, I think the screen looks great. So watching YouTube videos, checking through social media, and doing anything with your phone, I think this screen actually gives you a very, very nice viewing experience. Yeah, John. Alright, so we actually stopped our shoot to test out the cameras of the Galaxy A06. Right now the time is 2:44 and the battery is still at 45%. Now on the Galaxy A06, at the back we actually have two cameras. The first one is a 50 megapixel main camera, and the second one is a 2 megapixel depth lens. On the front we have an 8 megapixel selfie camera, and I'm going to test out these cameras outdoor. We actually did an indoor test earlier. I want you guys to see how the cameras perform outside. Yeah, so we have our model here. She's going to pose. She's going to pose for the camera, and then we'll see how the camera performs. Now I found out that you can actually switch between 12 megapixel and 50 megapixels when it comes to the camera. So I'm just going to take a picture right now with the 12 megapixel camera. Okay, and then we're going to switch to 50 megapixels. Let's see if there's going to be a difference in the pictures. Okay, all right, let's test out the portrait mode. Let's see if this is actually good at detecting edges and if it's going to blow out the background perfectly. So all right, let me move closer. All right, so let's do a video test of the cameras of the Samsung Galaxy A06. And with these cameras, you can actually shoot full HD at 60 or 30 frames per second, and you can shoot HD at 30 frames per second. So I'm going to do a video of our model. We shall see how good the video quality is, and we will see how steady the image is. This is a video test of the selfie camera of the Samsung Galaxy A06. And right now I'm just walking down. Let's see how good the image quality is. How good is the dynamic range? Let's see. From what I can see, it looks like the sky is a little blown out. Yeah. And then let me just run. Okay. Alright, so we are done with our shoot. But before we leave our location, I think it's very important for us to talk about the results from the camera test. And these are just my personal opinions. Let me know if you think otherwise in the comment section. So from the pictures that were taken indoor with the studio lights, I actually think those pictures appear a little pale. But of course, this is a $100 phone and we can't really expect much from the camera. From the pictures that were taken outdoor, I feel like they're actually pretty decent, especially when it comes to the portrait picture. I mean, if you are trying to take a portrait picture of someone afar, it actually struggles a bit to get that edges. I mean, the edges look a little blurred, but if you move closer to your subject, then you can actually get a pretty decent image from the cameras on the Samsung Galaxy A06. Let me know what you think about the cameras of this phone in the comment section, and I'll be there to reply to you. Everywhere they carry cope. All right, let's take a picture. Are you? What is 2, 3? I'll do 3. You go do 4. Victor do 2. Me, I do 3. John do. We are done with our outdoor shoot and we are just going to the mall to pick up some things and to get something to eat. Right now, the time is 3:39 p.m. and the battery of this phone is at 40%. That's pretty impressive. Now, one thing to note about the Galaxy A06 is the port. It actually comes with a USB Type-C port, and this Type-C port supports 25-watt charging, and this will take your phone from 0 to 100% in about 2-3 hours. It's not the best, but that's actually pretty decent for a phone in this price range, $100. Another very interesting thing about the Samsung Galaxy A06 is the fact that when you purchase this phone, you actually get some, should I call it free gifts? I would say free gifts from Samsung. Now, because Samsung knows that this is a budget and entry level device, they actually put 2 years of screen warranty on this phone. So that means if you purchase the Samsung Galaxy A06 and your screen breaks anytime within that 2 years, you get to fix your screen for just 9,000 naira. That's for those that are in Nigeria. You just have to pay 9,000 naira for the screen. I know a lot of people have this experience with Samsung, that anytime your Samsung screen breaks, you have to pay almost half of the price to fix the screen. But that's not the same thing with the Samsung Galaxy A06. You get to pay just 9,000 naira if your screen ever gets broken in the first 2 years of using your phone. Now, surprisingly, with the Samsung Galaxy A06, you get 2 years of Android updates. Out of the box, it comes with Android 14, and you should be able to update it to Android 16. Additionally, you also get 4 years of security updates. So this actually shows that Samsung expects you to use this phone for a very long time. I mean, you get 2 years screen warranty, you get 2 years Android update, and get 4 years security updates. I mean, I think this phone actually has a lot to offer. Let me know what you think in the comment section. At this point, we headed over to ShopRite with the hope that we'll be able to shoot the remaining part of our video in Domino's Pizza. Unfortunately, we weren't allowed to shoot our videos in there due to policies, and so we did the rest part of our shoot outside the mall. I'm a baby, I'm mojo. Damn, that's crazy. So right now we're about to end our day and we are at the mall, and I decided to talk about the performance of the Samsung Galaxy A06. Now, this phone actually has the Helio G85 processor, and It is the same processor in last year A05, and to be sincere, it is an entry-level device, so you should not expect huge performance from this phone. This phone can actually run games like Autos Adventure, Shadow Fight at low graphics settings. In fact, it can even manage to play Call of Duty at the lowest graphics. But hey, don't expect anything incredible from this device. If you are planning to pick up the A06, then you should not have gaming as your primary focus. If you want to play light games, of course, this phone can handle that and do it for you. But I would advise that you should get something better if you want to play high-intensive games at high graphics settings. So while using this phone, I actually experienced some lags when launching apps and minimizing apps. And honestly, this phone is not that great at multitasking. Like I said earlier, the processor powering this is not meant for intensive things. It just powers the phone. It's enough to get you through, but it's not a beast. Anytime you minimize apps and you open like 2 or 3 more apps, any other app you minimize, you might have to reload those apps again to get them to work. So it's just okay. All right, so before we end this review, I decided to ask some people what they think about the Samsung Galaxy A06. Let's hear what some people have to say about this phone. Boss, good evening.
Evening,
how you doing?
Very good.
All right, so this is the Samsung Galaxy A06.
Okay.
Let me know what to think about the phone. What do you think about it in your opinion?
So, at first glance, it looks sleek. And I noticed there's a fingerprint at the power button. Display also looks nice, but the notch, the bezels,
okay,
it's too much.
So you feel the bezels are too big?
Yeah, that's
okay.
So, but the design looks nice.
Okay. So if I was to gift you this phone, if I was to dash you this phone, are you going to use it as a daily driver?
I'll use it now because the phone I'm using currently is not as good. So definitely.
Okay, so can you just open the camera and then let me know what you think about the camera? Just try to take a picture of me or like a video of me and let me know what you think about the camera. So what do you think about the cameras of the phone?
I'll say compared to high-end Galaxy phones, it's not as good, but then it's very clear.
Okay, so how much do you think this phone costs? From everything you've seen, how much do you think this phone costs?
Probably 150,000 or so.
150,000?
Oh, yeah.
Well, you're close. This actually costs 146,000 naira. So that's about $100. So what would you say, comparing the price with the price and everything you've seen, what's your like total conclusion about this device?
For the price, it's actually very good.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Recommend it.
Yeah, well done, boss. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Yeah, bro. Good evening. What's up?
Good evening.
Please, what's your name?
Saib.
Saib. Okay. So this phone is the Samsung Galaxy A06. It was just released. Here, let me know what you think about this phone. What do you think about it? What are your first impressions?
Personally, I'm using the Samsung S21.
Okay.
So this is not my first time holding the Samsung phone, so this really looks like a cut cost on it.
It looks like a cut cost.
Yeah.
Now, okay, so what do you think about the design?
Oh, the design is actually very nice.
Does the design scream Samsung, or you know,
No.
when you hold a Samsung phone, you should know that okay, this is a Samsung phone. So what does this scream Samsung?
It feels like new typical Android phones now.
So it doesn't feel like a Samsung.
Not so much.
Okay, so how much do you think this phone costs?
Looking at it, I would say maybe over 100K, sha.
Over 100K. So what if I told you that this phone costs 146,000 naira?
Yeah, that's about the price I was thinking about.
So do you think for that price you get value for money? Do you think you get value for money for that price?
Yeah, about all mid-range phones or low-end phones now cost that price. So, yeah,
okay, so you say you use Samsung S20, yeah?
S21.
S21. So if the screen of your S21 breaks, how much do you think you will pay to fix the screen?
I can't buy another phone.
Okay, so what if I told you that to fix the screen of this phone, you just need to pay 9,000 naira?
And that's why I said the cut cost.
No, it's not about cut cost. It's because it actually comes with 2 years screen warranty from Samsung. So if the screen breaks within the first 2 years, you get to pay just 9,000 naira to fix the screen.
You're trying to sell it, and that's what I'm saying. You're trying to sell it.
Okay, but if, let's assume, your own S21 had that warranty on it, how cool would that be?
Really nice, but the S21 is their top end phones.
So boy, S21 is by Malo. We ended the interview by 5:13 p.m. and we ended with 34% of battery juice. And oh yeah, remember the Samsung Galaxy Fit 3? It recorded that I took about 7,500 steps. What a day. I and my team headed back into Domino's Pizza. We had an extra large pizza with Pepsi, vibed for a while, and then we all headed home. Let me know what you think about this video in general. I would love to hear your thoughts. Thanks so much for watching and see you in the next video. Cheers.